Alright, I'm going to be taking you through the tutorial on how to use the Catalogue macro. This uses two programs, that's CorelDraw and the Microsoft Excel program. First, I'm going to let you in something that's pretty important. Before you start, you have to make sure that you have in your local disk that you have a folder called temp, and in that folder called MOD. Okay. Also, you're going to have a Corel file already open for this to work. So we're just going to open up Corel. All of the templates and data that you're going to be working with should be in storage, data, macros, catalog, and then from there the templates for Corel and the files for Excel. I'm just going to go to the file for Excel, that's this one here. Okay. Zoom in a little bit just so you can see. Alright, so when you open up any of the files, regardless of which ones there are, as you saw there was a few different ones, it doesn't really matter which one you use. What's important though is the information that you put in. When you open it, you're going to notice you have a few different columns. There's contact, name, school, address, city, province, postal code, light and dark colors, the short name of the school, the mascot, and then it'll be repeated a second time. It's important that this entire row is filled up both times in order for the macro to work successfully. You can enter, or you can get all the information you need from ACT. So you can just input any of the schools that you would want to create a catalog for, along with all of their information here. So once you have inputted the information, you're going to want to just save the file as a simple letter, such as D. And then we're going to, from there, go to the Corel. Once you open up Corel, you're going to want to open up the Catalog macro. This can be located in a few different places. It can be located at the top, or it can be located at the bottom. It isn't always shown with a caption. Sometimes it only shows an icon, and sometimes it only shows the caption. Either way, it's going to have the Catalog macro is going to be the first macro of all your macros, because there is quite a few. So you're just going to want to click on that. Now this is what pops up when you click the Catalog macro. You don't have to worry about entering any information up here, but what you do have to worry about is the data file name over here and the mockup file name. The data file name is what we just did with Microsoft Excel, and we saved it as D, so we can enter that in. Right where it says your data file, we're going to enter in D, or whatever you saved the file as. The reason we do it as a simple letter is because when you're doing quite a few of these, you want something simple instead of typing in a long name. Now the second thing is mockup file name. Where it says template, you're going to put in the template you want to work from. We have many templates, different catalogs and things like that that we use and send to schools. And all of these are located in Data Macros Catalog Templates. One that we used to use quite often but don't anymore is the K8. So I'll show you that as an example. These are a few of the other templates that you would be working with. So I'm just going to show you K8 as an example. You're not going to have to open it, but you are going to have to type it in here. Where it says template, you're just going to type in K8. The next thing you're going to have to do is check mark print all. This doesn't print it. What it does is it goes through all of the pages. And then down here you're going to click off print documents, because that would actually send it to the printer, which we don't need to do right now. We just want to create it. Once you have that done, you're going to click go. may take a while to process and create the file. Something to note is that when you are doing multiple files or templates at the same time, um, like if we had many schools listed here instead of just one, it would take longer, but it would still do the same thing for each one. So it may be faster in that sense if you need to get a whole bunch of things done rather than doing them one by one. And if you were to do a whole bunch of different schools, you could put them all in the same Excel file, just as long as you had all their contact information in both times and correctly. Okay, and this is the template it created. It took the template that had existed and replaced all of the information from our Excel file. So if you zoom in, you'll notice that the contact information, the school number, postal code, things like that have all been updated to match the information we put into the Excel file. Not just this has been changed. Also, if you zoom into the characters, which are on them, it'll say the mascot along with the shortened form of the school name. Everything throughout the entire file, not just the first page, has been updated to match this information. So it should have it completely created. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this, I did mention that we had to create, if you didn't already have it, a folder in your C drive. Under temp, you had to create a folder named MOD. If you hadn't created that, before this file would have been created, something would have popped up here that would have said the disk cannot be accessed. So you could, at that point, create the file, and then it would have continued to create this file here. And that's all you need to do to create it. All you have to do now is save it in the school name, wherever that is, and it's done. You can now print it or email it. And that's how you use the Catalogue macro.